What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Pokemon FireRed. Last time, we saved Lostella from the Hypno and Berry Forest, and this time we are going to do the other optional path you could do on your first visit here, and head up the Kindle Road, or Kindle Road, not Kinder. So let's go ahead and get started, and this is literally the shortest surf section ever. But now that we're going through here and we have grass, there are a couple new Pokemon we can find. The first one being Ponyta, or Ponyta, depending on how you want to pronounce it. It is a fast physical sweeper, which is kind of unfortunate for a fire type, especially Gen 3 and prior, because fire types really can't take advantage of their physical attack, especially not a pure fire type. And Ponyta doesn't really learn very many physical moves that are good for it. It gets moves like Stomp. I think it can even learn Earthquake, which would be decent, but it does not have a ton of moves that it can use. Also, Flash Fire is definitely the better of the two abilities, because Runaway just allows it to escape any wild Pokemon. But with Ponyta gone over, the other Pokemon that can be found here is its evolved form, Rapidash. And there are two things to go over with it. The first is that it is pretty rare. It only shows up 5% of the time, so it's kind of difficult to find if you're looking for it. But if you do find it, you get to skip the weaker Ponyta phase, and you don't have to deal with the weaker stats. You don't have to worry about leveling up to level 40. It's just basically a fast track to get the stronger Pokemon. But with those two gone over, we have, I think we're going to get caught by this other, I wasn't able to move forward. Every morning before breakfast, I swim around this island. Like the whole one island, or like this tiny section of island that we're walking on now? Because that would be impressive. That would be really impressive if it was all of one island. But you are just going to get sidekicked. I am 17 levels higher than you. Does this count as bullying? I feel like this may count as bullying. And I'm not going to switch because this is Hermes' fight. Just go ahead and sidekick again. And this Machoke should just be taken straight out. Yeah, it's no contest. And we've defeated Black Belt Shay. Or Chia. Not sure how to pronounce that name. And we pretty much have made it all the way through Kindle Road, but there is this. Light the fire in your heart, Ember Spa. So if we go ahead and go inside, and we can actually run in here, which is pretty nice because this place is kind of big. There's only really one thing to go over here, and that is that the spa counts as basically like a Pokemon center, and you can heal your Pokemon and everything just by going into the water. But before we actually head back outside, I want to put on another repel. Alright, let's go ahead and keep on heading north, and we have another water section. Just going to surf on Tortle, and I believe there's actually swimmers in this section that I want to avoid because I do not want to get into a battle right now. Just go to the other side of that one, and we can make it up here. Welcome to Mount Ember, which is the main attraction of this side of one island. It's a bunch of strength puzzles, and actually if you are coming here, I would recommend bringing a Rock Smash Pokemon, because Rock Smash makes this place very easy to navigate. As you can see, there's Rock Smash rocks right here that lets you just go that direction when I have to run over this way. You could use that Rock Smash and go that direction. There's a lot of ways that you can skip around here. But there are a couple new Pokemon that you find here at Mount Ember, and the first one is Magmar. Magmar is a Leaf Green exclusive and is actually the counterpart of Electabuzz that we went over a couple parts ago. Magmar is decently fast and is a mixed attacker, so basically any moves you give it, it can use decently well, and it learns a lot of good moves. Just through level up, it learns both Fire Punch and Flamethrower, which are amazing moves for it, and makes it so you don't have to worry about like getting Flamethrower through TM through the game corner, which saves you a ton of money. But it also learns a really good mix of TMs, learning moves like Brick Break, Sidekick, Iron Tail, Hyper Beam. I think it might even be able to learn like Earthquake, which is insane coverage for it. And being a pure fire type, having that insane of a coverage is really nice because fire types are only weak to 3 types, and if you have even just Earthquake takes out one of the 2 types, so it's really nice to have the coverage. But with Magmar gone over, the other Pokemon you can find here is Graveler. And Graveler is kind of an interesting case because it's our first real instance of a Pokemon that can only be found through Rock Smashing. And I believe it's found 65% of the time through Rock Smashing, which is decently high odds that you can find a Graveler here, actually. Graveler also has a 5% chance of holding the Hard Stone, which powers up Rock-type moves, which is very beneficial for it because it actually learns a lot of decent Rock-type moves through leveling up. It learns, I believe it learns Rock Tomb, Rock Slide. It might even learn Ancient Power. I forget exactly if it does, but since it has the really good level up moveset, it of course has to have the downside of having a pretty lackluster TM and HM moveset. Not really learning anything except like Return and Earthquake through TM. But I believe it already learns Earthquake through leveling up, so it's not even a good investment for it. And it also has the downside that you have to trade to fully evolve it, meaning that if you can't trade, it's kind of hard to use, and you might want to pass on it if that would be an issue. But with those 2 gone over, we are finally at the top, and we have this last Rock Slide puzzle, and this is actually a super easy one. All you have to do for this Rock Slide puzzle is push this one up, push that one to the side, push that one to the side, and then push this one around. And you can see we have now found the last of the legendary birds, so I would highly recommend saving, which I am going to do now. All right, now that we're saved up, Gaiao! Moltres is the middle of the legendary birds, which is ironic since its name is Trace, so you would think it would be the 3rd one. It is actually a great mixed attacker. Already coming with Flamethrower since it's level 50 and learns it at level 49, so it already has an amazing fire type move. It also learns both Heat Wave and Sky Attack through level up, but it takes it a while to get there. I believe it's like in the 60s where it learns Sky Attack, and the 70s when it learns Heat Wave. So you'll be relying mostly on HMs, or TMs and HMs for its moveset. Speaking of which, it has a pretty lackluster HM and TM moveset, learning only things like Hyper Beam, Steel Wing, Aerial Ace, Fly, and moves like that. But with that being said, it only has 3 weaknesses, making it an amazing defensive Pokemon, weirdly enough, being able to take a lot of hits, as well as deal a lot of damage. So it works pretty well on both aspects of things. And those 3 weaknesses are Water, Rock, and Electric. The main thing I would look out for is if you see a Rock type, run. This Moltres is 4 times weak to Rock and kind of gets obliterated by them. So it's best to steer clear as much as you can. But with that being said, we have gotten Moltres all the way down to basically 1 HP and paralyzed, so it's time to start throwing the balls. Moltres, could you be nice and just stay in this? Alright, I guess we're going with that. I'm really hoping you're more of an Articuno and less of a Zapdos when it comes to being caught. No? Okay. I also believe, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that Moltres is the highest leveled of the legendary birds when you catch them. I think the other two were 45 when you caught them, one. But Moltres is level 50 and is also the farthest out of the way to get, having to go through an entire new island to find. But if we could just... No shakes at all. You're at like 1 HP and paralyzed, Moltres. I'm formally requesting you stay in the ball. Okay. The good thing about this is that my Pokemon, since I've now defeated the Elite Four and became the champion, are actually competently leveled to not just die to one hit of these legendary birds. So I can actually just keep Raiju out for a pretty long time against Moltres, which is pretty nice because fighting Articuno and Zapdos, I think at least 3 of my Pokemon faded in each of those battles, which is not the greatest thing, but Raiju's about to go down right here. That's unfortunate. I mean, the obvious choice is obvious. We're just sending out my defensive water type. Because Tortle should literally just be able to sit here and take anything Moltres can throw at it. Because I don't even think it has 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yeah, Moltres is just like, I don't want to deal with a Blastoise. And with that, that is Moltres Claw, one of the legendary bird Pokemon. Those seeing it are overwhelmed by its orange wings that seem to be on fire. And I will not be nicknaming you because you're just going to be going to the PC. But that is the entirety of what I wanted to get done this episode. So, well, I apparently cannot fly here, so we are going to run outside. Can I fly here? I can, okay. We are just going to head back to the beginning of One Island, because that is everything I wanted to do here. And I think we are going to call this an episode. So, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we are going to go back into, I guess, this Pokemon Net Center and talk to Celio once again. But until then, happy adventuring.